Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Jessica Lopez, 3rd Ward.
Michael Savone, 4th Ward.
Ann Shershin, 6th Ward.
Alicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome everybody tonight. Tonight we have a slew of public hearings, and then we have a couple of police department issues to attend to. So prior to going anywhere along the list, I'd like to make a motion. We move number 11 and number 12 up to number 1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
Don't we need to do 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12?
No,
No.
No?
no. The other ones are disagreements. The 11 and 12 are the officers that are here.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll read off everything that's on the agenda for tonight. First public hearing is 1 Dutchess Avenue is a zoning change. 2 is a town code amendment for towing. 3 is a public hearing for Marple Road traffic signal stop. 4 is public hearing unsafe building at 172 North Grand. 5 is the same for 18 Dorland Avenue. 6 is the same for 245 Wilper Boulevard. 7 is the same unsafe building for 45 Park Avenue. Number 8, appoint Eric Lamery, temporary police assistant. 9, correct and clarify Captain Michael O'Dowd's contract. 10, supervisor sign chief and captain police agreements. 11, Caitlin Perrine is a police officer. 12, James Doyle is a police officer. 13, authorize Garrett Pfeiffer, laborer to MEO. 14, authorize Kyle Brown, laborer to MEO. 15, waive the active military fees for active military members getting married. 16, authorize the town clerk to advertise for bid generators for Wilbur Boulevard and Spring Street. 17, supervisor sign a letter of support for lawsuits submitted against GE for Hudson River PCBs. 18, award town hall meeting room upgrades. 19 are budget transfers. 20, immunization administration agreement for the senior center. 21, Marist College Family Weekend. 22, the Great Benjamin Circus at Poughkeepsie Galleria. 23, Hudson Valley Animal Rescue Open House Festival, October 6th. 24, set a date for public hearing for special districts. 25, certificate of attendance for Carl Whitehead. 26, receipt of tax certs. 27, Assessor Munda, Vanderwater and Vandor, Capolino and Rothschild. 28, authorized special consents 1 and 2. Special consent 1 is set date for public hearing in 14 Bethlehem. Special consent number 2 is set date for public hearing for 16 Bethlehem. I'd like to make a motion to do number 11 and 12 at this time.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jeff?
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Caitlin Perrine to the position of full-time police officer under the provision of civil service law at the starting yearly salary of $60,180.38, effective September 23rd, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and fill all documentation required by the Dutchess County County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. Mr. Carlos?
We're doing 12, right?
Yes.
Resolution 12, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint James Doyle to the position of full-time police officer trainee under the provisions of the civil service law at the starting salary of $53,471.36, effective September 23rd, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. Give them 2 seconds. We'll do the public hearing.
You want to read that or just go into it?
We have to open the public hearing first.
Guys in the back can move up closer if you want.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing number 1,
Second?
1 Dutchess Avenue.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss 1 Dutchess Avenue?
I was told, Mr. Supervisor, by Mr. Welty that the applicant had asked if it could be adjourned to the 2nd of October.
Yep.
But Mr. Welty is fine with that, but he's just not sure that the review of the recently received documents will be done by then, so it might have to get rolled again to the 16th.
Okay.
Why don't we just make it to the 16th then?
I think that the applicant is unable to be there on the 16th, so if he could come and respond to whatever questions you might have on the 2nd, I think he'd like to try and do that.
Okay. Is there anybody that would like to discuss this public hearing? If not, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this public hearing to October 2nd.
Second, that's fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Come to public hearing number 2 on towing. I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing number 2.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss public hearing number 2 on towing?
The representatives of one of the towing companies has asked if this could be put over again. We're still trying to schedule a meeting between Mr. Carlos and the committee and Mr. Safone and the representatives, and I understand that there are going to be conversations with other people as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
October 2nd, or you want to go to the same date?
Should be done by now.
I think we should be done by October 2nd.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn this public hearing to October 2nd.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Brings us to public hearing number 3, Marple Road traffic signal stop sign. Make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss Marple Road traffic signal stop sign? If not, I'd like to make a motion to,
We've received 5 proposals for engineering consultancy on this, and I have looked at them, and I've been asked by the supervisor to provide comments. Doesn't mean you would have to have an engineering consult, but I can get a report to him, and then he can get it to you.
yeah, we looked over the 5, and they all have a little bit of a different piece to them. And one of the reasons we were holding off on this is school districts don't go back in session until September. Colleges are back in session, so if they're doing traffic studies with this light, we would prefer to have it done when actually traffic is at full flow and not low during the summertime. So we got them all back. We started reviewing them the other day. We looked at them. I had some questions about how they can go, so I'd like to adjourn this one to October 2nd also.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That brings us to public hearing number 4, which is on 172 North Grand Avenue. I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing number 4.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss public hearing number 4? Wayne, would you like to come fill us in on that one?
He might be show up. He's gonna show up. You're gonna tell me like something. See him like. Can everybody see behind me? I've been letting my hair grow a little.
It'll also
We
be
may
up
have to
there.
turn the lights down.
How about just this one?
It was already off.
Well, Bill, it's gonna be on the TVs too.
Oh, come on now.
Wade, while you're waiting, I just want you to know you've done a really good job on Bethlehem and North Grant, so.
Thank
And
you.
every other project in the town you've associated with, you've been doing great, so I appreciate the effort.
Can't sign me in.
You wanna do the verbal version, Wayne? Nope.
Is that a town laptop?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we ran this today here and it was fine. Okay.
Well, go ahead, Wayne.
We can do it without it if you want to just talk about it.
Sure.
The pictures,
Yeah.
tell the tale.
Jessica's gonna come out from the back and get it on quick. She thinks she knows what's wrong. She's taping. She's gonna come out and fix it.
Thank you.
She texted and said she's there. She is.
They have the same disease, TDD, technology deficit disorder.
Complete information.
Oh.
Yeah. and it worked. I ran through all of them to make sure we didn't have this.
Go ahead, Wayne.
All right.
I wonder.
I can attest that it was working.
Yeah.
Until we need it, right?
I don't think it's.
Still kicking out.
Yeah.
Let's try mine and see if it'll pick it up.
Okay, thank you for trying. Yes, it is. That's why we're. All right, Wayne, go with that. Go with that. Tried.
A for effort.
We can go, I can go get the laptop that's in the office downstairs if you,
No, that's right, go ahead.
we know that one can work too.
Does everybody have your pictures, Wayne?
Yeah.
I think as
We
part of-
had them.
Had them.
We had them.
So the record is in front of the town board.
Well, previously, when it was first, it's just the resolutions now.
Okay.
We've seen backup, I've seen backup information.
Yeah.
They go out with the set date, so
When we set the date, we had them all then. So, go ahead and just talk about
Go
it.
ahead, Wayne.
What it is a garage that's got a collapsed roof. It's actually fallen in to itself. Walls are bulging. It's only a matter of time before the whole thing is literally on the ground. According to the paperwork that when we were checking into this one, the property's owned by a bank, and they've had no contact. We've sent them all the documentation that we could possibly get to them, and we get absolutely no response. So, you know, based on the pictures that you guys have taken a look at and seen, and what I've seen personally, this is definitely something that needs to go away very badly. It's in a neighborhood. There's all kinds of debris around it, meaning combustible, fallen trees, that type of thing. I mean, that's about the best I can give as a description.
Anybody else got any questions for Wayne on this?
No.
So if we actually don't hear back from this bank, we can actually take this one down. Because it sounds like it's about ready to go down on its own.
It is. You know, I mean, we'll follow up with the paperwork correctly, which is the 30, 60 days. They have to begin within 30 days. They have to complete by the end of 60 days. Typically
From now?
pardon me?
Wayne, from now?
From the date you set, that this board sets the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, once you set that time frame in motion, meaning, you know, we post the building, we send them the copies, and the clock starts ticking when we do that.
Okay.
At the end of the 60 days, I actually wait till like the 61st day just to make sure that something didn't get caught up in the mail. And then we begin moving forward with bidding out.
Is there any exemption to the time restrictions when the building is such that it creates this kind of public hazard?
There is, I'm not sure that this one meets that eminent
Okay.
danger criteria.
Because it's
Do
a
have
garage.
that provision in your, is it your fourth or fifth whereas clause? If it was a finding that it was an imminent danger, he puts an expedited process concept in there.
There is a process that we can use that way.
Okay. And this one doesn't qualify for that?
I just don't see it.
From the pictures, it clearly does.
The yard is fenced, which is the only, I guess for me, that's the mitigating circumstance that says, if this thing falls down, I mean, it's already falling into itself now. It's only going to continue its downward rotation onto the ground.
Okay.
It's not going to take out the fences. It's far enough away. 60 more days.
No big deal. Okay.
Anybody else? Anybody else in the audience like to speak on this property? If not, make a motion to close this public hearing.
I'll
Second.
move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas by Resolution 94, Number 14 of 2019, adopted on September 4th, 2019, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie has determined that the premises and the building located at 172 North Grand Avenue, Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 6162-16-831313, the premises, the owner of the record being Bankers Trust Company of CANA, are dangerous, unsafe, dilapidated, and an imminent threat to the general public, and whereas the town board has adopted the building department's unsafe building investigation report regarding the premises and directed the issuance of an order and notice requiring the demolition or repair of the premises and the settling of a public hearing regarding the order and notice, and whereas said order and notice of public hearing has been served and posted, which order included a direction that required work begin immediately and must be commenced not later than 30 days from the service of order and notice and be completed no later than 60 days thereafter, and gave further notice that on failure to timely comply, the town board is authorized to repair or demolish and remove the building, or to seek an injunction to compel the owner to do so and assess the expense thereof and against the premises as a special ad valorem levy under Town Law Article 15, and to institute a proceeding to collect the expenses of such work, and whereas the Town of Poughkeepsie has in the order and notice reserved the right to proceed more rapidly with the remediation of this site if it is required pursuant to the Town Code 71-12, and whereas the legal notice of the public hearing was posted on September 5th, 2019, and published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on September 9th, 2019, and whereas the public hearing has been held this day, now therefore, be it resolved that in the event that the owner has not timely commenced or completed the repair or demolition, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie authorizes and directs the building department to demolish and remove the building by town employees or by the responsible contractor making the lowest price proposal to the town consistent with Town Code 71-10, and therefore assess against the premises and levy and collect the expenses of the same as provided in Article 15 of the Town Law for the levy and collection of special ad valorem levy, and be it further resolved that this work is an enforcement proceeding and it is therefore a Type 2 action which is exempt from environmental review under 6 NYCRR 617.5 C29. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. That brings us to our next public hearing, unsafe buildings, Chapter 171, 18 Dorland Avenue. Make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss 18 Dorland Avenue? Sir?
Yes.
My name is Anthony Price. I'm
Oh,
with
you gotta speak into the microphone,
Sit down and
sir.
speak to the mic so we can tape it. Thank you.
Hi, good day. My name is Anthony Price of joint venture with Richard Rosner for 18 Dorland. And we know we were served and everything was fixed up, boarded up, and the place were cleaned 20 feet back from the property line.
When was that done? Recently, or have
Yeah, this past weekend.
you been out there this week?
I have.
Is it cleaned up, or?
Yes.
Are you happy with it?
Windows are secured, doors are secured. The grass has been cut back, as he says. It's better.
Are there still outstanding issues?
Well, there's violations throughout the building, but at least this has stopped that free fall of anyone being able to walk in the door and fall into what's inside the building. The building's still a danger.
Mr. Price is working on a development for that, and he has sat with myself and Mike Welty, and I believe you were working to get some plans up, so you do have plans for that?
Yes,
for
yes,
the
like we
lot.
addressed that, yes. We do have plans for that, to do a development on the premises. The last meeting I had with Mr. Welty and someone from the sewage department was a month ago to figure out where we can go with the sewage to make that work. Presently, we're working along with a building with a contractor to get some stuff moving forward. Right now, as we speak, I have someone working on the architectural drawing. So something I could present to the board.
Great. Yeah, my only point with that, Mike, was that the building's not intended to stay, so as long as it's safe for now, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy that, everybody happy with the answers you have? Any questions? Make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Want to read it, Michael? No. We can decide.
Whereas the resolution 9.4, number 15 of 2019, adopted on September 4th, 2019, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie, has determined that the premises in the building located at 18 Dorland Avenue, Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 626203371003. The premises, the owner of record being Richard Rosner, are dangerous, unsafe, and debilitated, and an imminent threat to the general public. And whereas the Town Board has adopted the Building Department's unsafe building investigation report regarding the premises and directed the issuance of the order of notice requiring the demolition or repair of the premises and the settling of a public hearing regarding the order and notice. And whereas said order of notice of a public hearing has been served and posted, which order included a direction that the required work begin immediately and must be commenced not later than 30 days from the service of the order and notice and be completed no later than 60 days thereafter, and gave further notice that on failure to timely comply, the Town Board is authorized to repair or demolish and remove the building or to seek an injunction to compel the owner to do so and assess the expense thereof against the premises as a special ad valorem levy under Town Law, Article 15, and institute a proceeding to collect the expense of such work. And whereas the Town of Poughkeepsie has, in the order of notice, reserved its right to proceed more rapidly with the remediation of the site, it is required pursuant to the Town Code 71-12. And whereas a legal notice of public hearing was posted on September 5th, 2019, and published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on September 9th, 2019. And whereas the public hearing has been held this day, now therefore be resolved that in the event the owner has not timely commenced or completed the repair or demolition, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie authorizes and directs the Building Department to demolish and remove the building by town employees or by the responsible contractor, making the lowest price proposal to the town consistent with the Town Code 7110, and to thereafter assess against the premises and levy and collect the expenses of the same as provided in Article 15 of the Town Law for the levy and collection of a special ad valorem levy. And be it further resolved that this work is an enforcement proceeding and is therefore a Type 2 action which is exempt from environmental review under 6 NYCRR 617.5C 29. So moved.
Second?
Have a motion, a second. Questions, comments?
So since it's been remedied, what do we,
Vote against it.
okay,
We can
Okay.
vote against it. I just ask that you keep in contact with Mr. Sishan, with the property, so we don't have to go through this process again. We are working with Mike Welty. I'm hoping that you guys will stay in contact, so this property is taken care of the best we can at this time.
Okay, just to be clear, so right now, do we have to take the building down or no?
No.
No,
Okay,
you've secured it, you've cleaned it up, you've, cleaned 20 feet around from what you've told us, and Wayne agrees with what you said. But we're asking that you keep it to that standard, because we don't want to have to go through this process again.
no, I definitely
That's
will
my
do so.
opinion, and we'll vote on it, we'll see what the rest of the board thinks. All those in favor?
Aye.
we wanted to not pass this? then?
Oh, we wanted to.
But that we just keep this on the clock like we did before.
Oh,
I agree.
Where we don't have to
But-
do this again
But
if he
but it
doesn't
says
follow.
in this that
this
But
is
he's
a little
already satisfied it, so we can
he's
vote nay.
satisfied it,
Yeah,
We can vote nay.
because it says in here that he's not satisfied.
Would you like me to
it.
do a roll call?
yeah, because if we vote,
Yeah.
if we all vote in favor of it, the 60-day clock ticks.
Right.
Yeah, this is a little different than the lawn maintenance ones.
Okay, so if we vote in favor of the time,
Whether we say nay.
It's already done, though.
It's already done.
It's done, so
So
there's
we vote nay.
So nay.
vote nay.
Is everybody okay with how they're going to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
And is everybody going to vote, is anybody going to vote A?
Aye.
Aye.
All those in favor? All
None.
those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Vote, it fails 6-0.
Okay.
Just please stay in contact with Wayne.
Yes, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Next one is 245 Wilbur Boulevard. And this one, I think we want to table because this is
Yeah.
currently owned by Dutchess County. We've changed ownership. Am I correct, Wayne?
Correct.
The county has it, so we have to start the process all over. So this time, I make a motion to table public hearing number 6.
Yeah, and also, I've spoken with the county and Wayne's spoken with the county, and it sounds like they're gonna be proactive, at least cleaning up the yard, and hopefully this house will see a new owner, because I think the house itself is stable. It's just, it's a hoarder's house, and there's trash
Correct.
everywhere.
Correct.
Yeah, and they filled the lot with trash, so.
But Jay, this is the
garage now.
house we had problems with before, correct?
Yes.
Yes, this has been before the town board before.
And the
Yes.
county took it over, so we'd have to start the whole process
Okay.
over again because the county's the owner and it's going to go up for auction the first week of October.
Yeah, and even though the auction sign has been removed, I called the county on Monday, and as of Monday, they still own it, so the owners haven't come up with the back taxes yet.
Okay.
They have, the owners have until the 7th to redeem, and then it goes for auction on the 8th. So we would know shortly thereafter who the new owner is, if there's a new owner.
So are you voting to pull this? or
Yes.
to- Okay.
Jay made a motion.
Table it.
Is there a second?
Make a motion to pull it, I'm sorry. Make a motion to pull it totally, not table it.
Pull it off the agenda.
Pull it.
Yeah,
Okay.
All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Hopefully this one will get cleaned up. Make a motion to open public hearing for unsafe buildings, Chapter 171, 45 Park Avenue.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Anybody here to discuss 45 Park Avenue? Welcome.
Welcome. Good evening. Daniel Schneider, appearing for Schiller and Knapp, attorney for M&T Bank.
Good evening. Wayne, would you like to start? What the issue is at 45 Park Avenue, and then he can fill in?
We've had, the building department has had complaints on this property dating back to 2013 about the rear garage being unsafe. It was posted, followed up on. The owner at the time had come in and applied for a demo permit for that. We went ahead and stopped the proceedings at that point, went ahead and issued the demo permit. And you folks know what I know about it. We don't tell people when they're ready for things, they tell us. We never heard back anymore after that, no more complaints, until a couple of years ago when it started getting worse again. Noxious weeds, tall grass, nobody there, looked like an abandoned house. A year and a half ago or so, 18, a tree fell during one of the
Yeah.
storms, and it landed on both houses, 45 and 43. The owner 43 actually undertook the task of getting rid of that tree, had it removed off of both buildings, cut up and sent away. The driveway is a joint shared driveway, so it's literally what you saw in the pictures of the porch being ripped open like that. That's literally 10 feet away from that driveway area where the tenants from next door come in and out every day. So that was one of those things that when I looked at this and said, this is something that eminently can fall tomorrow. It could be done tonight. We just don't know. There's no way. And it deserves, close scrutiny. Now, there's certainly ways, there may be good bones for the building itself, and that the building could survive, meaning the front house, probably not the barn in the back, but the front house could probably do it if they took care of it. They'd have to cover up the holes in it and then dedicate somebody to take care of it. But that front porch, that needs to go away.
Yeah.
And it needs to go away as soon as we can make it go
And
away.
there's a significant hole in the roof, and even if it does have good bones, once the roof goes, it's only a matter of time before it starts rotting out from the inside.
I know that they've employed a company to come and do maintenance, but there's really no maintenance being done. A maintenance company should have been able to come in there and take care of this. I've had conversations with the attorney from the bank that's involved, and on a number of occasions, you've seen the paperwork, it's in the report. there's no reason that this is still sitting here.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to, you have anything to add to that?
Well, yes. For a little history, this is a property that's in foreclosure. There has not been a judgment of foreclosure just yet, so the bank is technically not the owner. Not that that means they're not responsible, but they're not the owner. But they are taking care of it now. The bank has told me that they have ordered their vendor to go in and do the maintenance work on the ground, and that should start fairly soon. So 3 of the complaints have to do with maintenance work on the ground. All of the others have to do with the structures. And, well, first of all, the bank wants me to say that they have a potential buyer, and because they have a potential buyer, they would be requesting that these complaints be dismissed. However, so if it's not dismissed, they are requesting, see, they say they are willing to demolish the buildings, but because it's a Sony May invested property, they need to get an order from the town hall specifically ordering the bank to demolish the buildings, then they can do that. And then, you know, they're going to have this vendor do what it's, the 3, other than the structural issues, there's the overgrown and noxious weeds, there's the garbage removal, and there's the grass to be cut in a 20-foot radius. That's supposed to be started relatively soon, very soon. So if they get the order to demolish the buildings and they can do that, then this would resolve all of the issues in the complaints that are before the board tonight.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else here that would like to make a comment? Sir, come up. Can you just go sit back down so this gentleman can come up? Thank you.
My name is Dennis Fooey. I own the house next door that the tree fell on last year. And I think we're moving in the right direction here. I've been in the house. In my opinion, it is not salvageable. There's asbestos in the basement and a litany of other problems in that house. I'm very concerned about the porch coming down on my neighbor, on my house, on my tenant, I should say. And I think that it needs to be demolished. That's my opinion. It looks like you're moving in the right direction. So,
thank you.
At the very least, the front porch. So, thank you.
Anybody else like to discuss this property? If not, make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Before
Whereas,
Before you read this, if you're going to get to the bottom on the resolved, where it's the standard order that the owner needs to do it, and if not, the town will do it. And I'm not pressing this at all, but if the board wanted to give the bank a certain number of days to do it before, that's up to you. And you would just change the next to last paragraph.
Okay.
Otherwise, just do what you would normally do.
Read it as is and we'll see what goes.
okay, where is this? Okay. Whereas by resolution 9/4-17 of 2019, adopted on September 4th, 2019, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie was determined that the premises and building located at 45 Park Avenue, Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 616111644504, the premise, the owner of record being Janet A. Bell, deceased, and Matt McGinn Esquire as trustee of the estate, are dangerous, unsafe, and dilapidated, and an imminent threat to the general public. And whereas the town board has adopted the building department's unsafe building investigation report regarding the premise and directed the issuance of an order and notice requiring the demolition or repair of the premise and the setting of a public hearing regarding the order and notice. And whereas said order of notice of a public hearing has been served and posted, which order included a direction that will require work begin immediately and must be commenced not later than 30 days from the service of the order of and notice, and B, completed no later than 60 days thereafter, and gave further notice that no failure to timely comply, the town board is authorized to repair or demolish and remove the building or seek an injunction to compel the owner to do so, and assess the expense thereof against the premise as a special ad valorem lien against under Town Hall Law, Article 15, and to institute a proceeding to collect the expenses of such work. And whereas the town of Poughkeepsie has in the order and notice reserved its right to proceed more rapidly with the mediation if it is required pursuant to Town Code 71-12, and whereas legal notice of a public hearing was posted on September 5th, 2019, and published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on September 9th, 2019. Whereas a public hearing was held on this day, now therefore be it resolved that in event the owner has not timely commenced or completed the repairs or demolished, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie authorizes and directs the building department to demolish and remove the building by town employees or by the responsible contractor making the lowest price proposal to the town consistent with the town code 70-10, and thereafter assess against the premise and lien and collect the expenses the same as provided in Article 15 of the town law for levy and collection of a special ad valorem lien, and be further resolved, the work is an enforceable proceeding and is therefore an type 2 action which is exempt from environmental review under 6 NYCRR 617.5 C29. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one?
I just have a quick question to Wayne. Whatever they get served with moving forward, if this passes, is that going to be sufficient for what the bank is saying that they need in order to demo, in order to be able to take it down?
It's lawful order that this town issued. I don't see what the problem would be,
Great.
for the bank to be able to accept that.
Okay.
I mean, it's a town board order.
Okay, good.
So, and if they clean up the property and remove the porch and secure the rest, and if they do have a buyer, then we're pretty much okay, as long as they...
The flexibility of this chapter allows that the building inspector can extend the time due if there's significant change in progress. So, yes, and it is something that we've done before.
Right.
So
Okay,
it's not unheard of to be able to step back, and take a breath while they're trying to get something done.
But, yeah, the
It has to be
porch-
reasonable effort.
Yeah, and I agree, the porch is in terrible shape. It just needs to disappear.
It's
Yes,
been
it
going
does.
on, I think it's time that this one moves forward.
Yeah.
We get it going.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, obviously, the property has to get cleaned up,
And we have the bank's
porch
attention at
has to
this
go.
point.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and then if the buyer doesn't materialize, then it's got to go.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Please have him stay in contact with Mr. Sishan on this, the bank.
Okay, so I just want to be clear on what the bank has to do.
Tear it down.
Just so they were going to get an order, right?
We're going to send you a copy of the order, yes.
Okay, and then that'll be allowed, they can demolish the building after that.
It's, the town board ordered that it be repaired or demolished.
Right, okay, so then that should be resolved, and then just cleaning up the outside.
You guys could talk about it in the hall
Just
for a
wanna
few
make sure I
minutes.
understand.
Well, I want to make sure I understood too, so,
Oh, okay.
yeah. That brings us to the end of our public hearings, and we're on to the regular town board agenda. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the town board agenda at all.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. If anybody would like to discuss any item on the town board agenda, this is your time to speak if you'd like to speak.
Oh.
Good evening. My name is Victor Chaplin, Bethlehem Place. I'd like to start off by apologizing to you for calling the real estate guy Lopez when it was Torres.
It's okay.
You know, I want to apologize for that. And I'm just, you know, I mean, Wayne has been on it. Mike's been, you know, working on it. And I just wanted to see if there was any kind of update.
It's the last two items on the agenda. We've set the date for a public hearing, again, to bring it up, and it's set the date is, we put it on a special consent because otherwise it wouldn't be until November. So it's
Wayne got everything done ahead of time, so it's on a special.
October 16th.
October 16th. It'll be on the public hearing for the 6th. Is it 16th, Felicia?
Yes, it's the 16th. It takes a little bit.
October 16th, they'll be back on for a public hearing.
So what you just saw happen,
We'll do
that
October
property,
16th.
on that date.
That's when the public hearing will be for those properties. And then after that,
He went out and re-notified them after the last meeting he had, resent out, all the information that, respond again, no response. The time frame ended, I think it was Friday. So we came in Monday and we put him on as a special consent to move it back forward. It'll be October.
How long do these things generally take? Because I've been here like a year and a half with Victor, and
Well, the
he's
one-
been after longer than that.
The one problem we had with your one property was the fact that if they changed ownership, like we had one earlier tonight, we pulled it because
we have to start
a
over.
new owner. And when it comes to a new owner, he's got to start the whole process all over again. So
After the building's been condemned, how could that be?
it's condemned to be.
just don't understand.
It's condemned to be fixed and repaired, and once they go and they sell it, we have to warn that person, so you got to start all over. In your case, there was only owners there for a few months, so by the time we went back, it was a new owner. We've had one we've been going with, Ann, a couple of years.
Oh,
One
yeah.
in your ward, and the county took it over. So now we had to pull that one in. Hopefully, they're going to auction that one off, but the process will be, we have the public hearing, we'll voice our opinion, and hopefully they'll come in, which I really, from what we've seen, they're not going to come
Gonna show
in.
up.
And then we will do what Wayne did now and give them the 60 days to,
The one house, somebody's been going in and out of it.
again,
It's
Yes.
16.
As of
Still.
still.
I mean, can I show you a copy of?
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, I don't know what you want to show me, but come on up. I can't see that far.
Because it's been going on since '06.
Oh, wow.
Got it for 30 days, 60 days. And this is really what it comes out to go over 100, almost 160 times of chances that they had to take care of this.
Okay.
Has it ever made it to a public hearing? No, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it has?
The one was here for a public hearing, the one that is in bad shape, right?
We voted to tear it down,
And then they end up with a new owner.
sold it. They were doing some work on it. Stop.
Got
I
it.
saw.
But as I think the gentleman said last week, the work they did was they fixed the driveway. They didn't fix the house. They were doing work on the driveway or
Tools
something.
are still in there. They still have tools in there. It's it's a shell.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of a show.
No.
No,
Well, you saw it.
Yeah.
so it'll be back on for the 16th, and then we'll go through this, and hopefully nobody
I
takes it
have a
over.
fear there'll be snow on that pile of shingles and garbage in the back of the one
they
house
can still
before
take it
this will get done.
Well, Once the
And there's-
16th comes, we do have a
And there's
viable.
animals running in and out of there, the lady, Mr. Cat,
Oh.
raccoon, or the
Coyote
coyote
got it.
running up the street with the lady's cat.
Oh,
And they're going in and out of the basement and the garage, I mean, it's,
Unfortunately, we can't do it any faster. We got to follow the timeline.
Yeah, we just actually put this on at the last minute. Otherwise, it would have been even longer.
Yeah.
So we
I
did. we did-
appreciate
I'm not
that.
getting any younger. I
No,
want to
I
see
know.
something happen here.
No, we understand
know.
that, and we do have a good contractor now as far as cleaning the yards up. When we notify him on that Friday, he's got them cleaned up in a couple of days, so that at least starts the process.
Well,
You know,
could I show you a couple of new pictures so
You can leave them with Felicia.
before it snows?
Yeah,
And then also you'll have an opportunity to do this at the public hearing if you come back. That would be a good time to do it when we're about to vote on it.
You can bring him down here, Victor.
yeah, just pass them on to Felicia, she'll pass them down to us.
Okay.
That's the guy that cleans up the yard.
Yeah.
I don't believe
these
we
all
should
the
have to
same
go
for-
through with this
Okay.
all the time, come here, it should
It's the
just,
inside of the house.
you know, in my little mind, it should be
Yeah, the problem is,
done, carried on.
yeah, the problem is, once you get a new owner, they have to be notified. It's,
Yeah, you
I'm not gonna say I agree with with the process either, but,
I don't think anybody's going to show up at that meeting, so we'll be able to take it down.
And we just gotta hope they don't turn around and try to sell. Wayne sent everything out and everything got returned. He came up and showed me the other day. And I said, Wayne, put it together so we can get on here, because otherwise it'd be November.
They'll go
Because it's
out.
been long enough
We just want to
already.
live in a
They will
nice,
go
clean
out into-
neighborhood, you
At
know?
least once we have the public
Yeah,
hearing,
pretty sure
they
they
have so many
already do.
days, we can send somebody out to clean the yard up. It's not like we have to
At
go
least
through
show
the
'em what
process.
happened now.
And we have a good contractor for that now.
Oh.
They've been doing, if you've seen the last couple of meetings you've been here, we've had quite a few of them cleaned up. We have a new enforcement officer downstairs, that's all she does, so
Yeah.
between her and Wayne, they've been getting a lot of these properties, cleaned to where they should be.
From sitting here, it seems like that's a trend in the town. What, the problem,
There's actually less and less, thank
Yeah.
God, the market's changing, and the banks are turning some of them over faster, but there's certain ones that even a gentleman from the bank said, they sit in limbo between them and the bank, and it's hard to even get anybody. You go after the person, you send it, and then the bank takes over, so then you gotta go after the bank.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to discuss any item that's on the agenda?
I need some
I'll show you in case it snows.
Okay.
Before this happens, because you probably won't be able to see the roof,
Oh, no, I saw it, I was out there the other day.
you know?
Yeah.
And also, in case you want to see before it snows and you want to go swimming.
Thanks. Motion to resume the rules?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I what?
Oh, no.
No.
No, we were just resuming the rules.
So am I thrown out of here now?
No.
You can go watch the Mets or the Yankees, whoever you want to go
The
watch.
Yankees, I gave up watching the Yankees clinch, listening to a little country music and sipping a beer to act like an adult. Which I really don't like doing.
Now you can go back and watch them again.
Have a good night,
Thanks,
Victor.
Mike.
Take care, thank you.
Take care.
Good night.
See you next week, Victor.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm not going away.
Don't forget your glasses, Victor.
I'm like a nightmare.
Now you're fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby appoint Eric Lamry to the position of temporary full-time police assistant with the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department for a period not to exceed 90 days as current rate of pay effective October 10, 2019. Be it further resolved, the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion? Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby correct and clarify Resolution 821-6 of 2019 so as to provide that the promotion of Lieutenant Michael R. O'Dowd is to the position of police captain at the yearly salary of $128,044.11 effective September 2nd, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with his appointment. So moved.
Second. Motion second. Any question on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Resolution 10, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute agreements between the Town of Poughkeepsie and the Town of Poughkeepsie Chief of Police Kevin Faber and Captain Michael O'Dowd, all in substantially the forms annexed hereto. So moved.
Second.
Any motion second? Any questions? The only change to this whole contract was, besides the salary items and the longevity pays, was Kevin changed his hours, I think, by half an hour. Give or take, that was it. Otherwise, it's the same contracts we have with all the other past captains and chiefs. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the status title change of highway employee Garrett Pfeiffer from laborer to motor equipment operator, MEO, with the Town of Poughkeepsie Highway Department effective immediately, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this department. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie, is hereby authorize the status title change of highway employee Kyle Brown from laborer to motor equipment operator with the Town of Poughkeepsie Highway Department, effective immediately, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to the Domestic Relations Law 3B and 4 hereby waives the collection of any town fees for marriage licenses where one party is an active duty member of the U.S. Armed Forces. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? This is, the governor waived the state fees, Felicia, correct?
Yeah, he waived the state portion of marriage license fees, so this is just allowing
Waiving
the
our
town to
portion.
waive. The state is $22.50 and the town's portion is $17.50.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie act pursuant to Domestic Relations Law, Chapter 3B and 4, hereby waives the collection of any town fees for certification of veteran administration, state veterans benefit. Can we just do that?
There you go.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized town clerk to advertise for bids for Wilbur Boulevard and Spring Street generators pursuant to plans and specifications prepared, which plans and specifications will be available on September 23rd in the office of town clerk. The bid opening will be November 4th, 2019, 11 a.m. And be it further resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby reserved the right to accept or reject all bids in whole or part. Be it further resolved, the Town Board is hereby determined that this action is a type 2 action requiring no environmental reviews. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any question on these? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Whereas the town of Poughkeepsie supports the position of the county of Dutchess and the state of New York against the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, pending in Northern District of New York, the suit asserts the EPA violated federal law when in April, despite indications that concentrations of polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, a known human carcinogen, remains dangerously high in the Hudson River, it issues a certificate of completion to General Electric Company, GE, indicating that GE's PCB cleanup efforts were complete and agreed not to sue GE regarding them in future. And whereas the river is the life of the Hudson Valley, and besides its use for recreation and commerce and its historical value, it is the prime source of water for our community. Major strides to clean up the river have been made, and we cannot afford to take steps back. And whereas the town of Poughkeepsie is the principal owner of a 10 million gallon a day water plant located on the banks of the Hudson River, this plant supplies water to over 100,000 residents and businesses in the town and city of Poughkeepsie, as well as many outlying municipalities. It serves 2 hospitals, 3 colleges, and provides the necessary water for the local fire protection. Any disruption of water service from the river would be catastrophic to our municipality, both economically and ecologically, and a major upset to the quality of life for all the residents in Dutchess County. And whereas we will not stand by and let EPA's decision to go and challenge now, therefore, be resolved the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie authorizes a supervisor to write a letter in support on behalf of the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie and its residents, supporting the position of the County of Dutchess and the State of New York in New York State's lawsuit against the EPA. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
This is Resolution 18, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby award the bid for the upgrading of the Town Hall Meeting Room to the lowest bidder, Use Innovation AV Solutions, 30 Vassar Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, at the bid price of $52,174, pursuant to the recommendation of the Town Controller, Charles Emberger. So be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute a contract agreement with Use Innovation AV Solutions. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any questions on this? Just that a good majority of this money comes from the agreements we have with the cable companies, and we signed our agreement with Spectrum. And this, I think it's $40-some thousand. This comes from PEG grant money to Spectrum for our public community channels. So it'd be an upgrade to here and the system in the back.
Okay, what are we upgrading? The television sets or the
Televisions,
equipment?
some of the microphones, some of the stuff in the back in the communications, you know. where
So
we
the
do show-
electronics of the room?
Yes, yeah, as far as the looks
The
of the room.
computer connections?
What?
Oh,
Yes, yes, that is part of it, to have better connections over there, yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute an immunization administration agreement between the Town of Poughkeepsie and Stop and Shop Supermarket Company LLC for immunizations to be administered at the Town of Poughkeepsie Senior Center in substantially the form annex. So moved.
A motion and a second. Any question on this one?
19 was taken away.
jump to
so-
20, that's okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a second? You're good.
Yeah.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, 19A and B were withdrawn, they were done earlier on.
That would have been nice to know.
We're trying to confuse everyone this evening.
19A.
Doing a great job.
In bold.
Thank you, thank you.
21.
Yeah.
Whereas the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie has heretofore received an application from Marist College for its Family Weekend Tailgate Party event to be held on Saturday, September 28, 2019, from 12 to 7 p.m. on the campus grounds, and whereas the presence of food vendors is a vital part of the successful tailgate party, now therefore be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does not include the vendors of food participating in the Marist College Family Weekend Tailgate Party as peddlers and hawkers. And these vendors are thereby exempt from the provisions of Chapter 151 of the Town Code. Be it further resolved that the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive the open container law in the event alcoholic beverages are to be served, relating only to the area where the event is being held, with all other state laws remaining in full force and effect. Be it further resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application as submitted for said event to be held on Saturday, September 28, 2019. So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Any question on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application heretofore received from Great Benjamin Circus to hold a family circus at Poughkeepsie Galleria Mall, Target Lot next to Lowe's, 2001 South Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, from October 29th through October 30th, 2019, and be further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application for said event pending receipt of a certificate of liability insurance naming the town as an additional insured. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does
Excuse me.
Excuse me, before you go ahead, Mr. Renahan has a question.
No, did we, 19 were removed? That's what
19
I'm
was
saying.
removed.
They were already voted on.
Okay,
Yeah, it's on your sheet, Jeff.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
Felicia's trying to confuse us tonight.
Okay.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has hereby approved the application received from Hudson Valley Animal Rescue to hold an open house festival to be held to benefit Hudson Valley Animal Rescue at 9 Barnes Drive, Poughkeepsie, New York, on October 6, 2019, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Be it further resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has hereby approved the application for said event pending receipt of certificate of liability insurance, naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as additional insured. So moved.
Second.
Any questions on this one?
We did get the insurance, it's just not attached.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby set the second day of October 2019 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocket Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as and for the time, date, and place of a public hearing in regards to the special district assessment rule, which concerns the water district, sewer districts, and drainage district of the Town of Poughkeepsie. Be it further resolved that said proposed special district budgets are on file in the Town of Poughkeepsie Clerk's office and available for review. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Resolution number 25. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept the certificate of attendance for Carl H. Whitehead from Cornell University, funded by the New York State Environmental Protection Fund through New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Hudson River Estuary Program for the course entitled Recognizing Habitats, a copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Number 26 is the tax certiorari's. I have a list if anyone's interested.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby assign the following tax certiorari proceedings recently filed to Kyle W. Barnett, Esquire of Vandewater and Vandewater, LLP, to represent the town at the hourly rate of $185. So moved.
Second.
Any question on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Nelson? Were you going to say something?
I was just going to say thank you.
Oh. Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby assigned the following tax certiorari proceedings recently filed to Shane Egan, Esquire of Capolino and Rothschild LLP to represent the town at an hourly rate of $175. So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit. Set date for public hearing, unsafe building, 14 Bethlehem Place. Set date for public hearing, unsafe building, 16 Bethlehem Place. And be further resolved that upon objection of any member of the Town Board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Whereas the Building Department of Town of Poughkeepsie has pursuant to Town Code, Chapter 71.5, submitted an unsafe building investigation report dated September 16, 2019, to the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie regarding 14 Bethlehem Place, Town of Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, tax grid number 6262-03-049489, the premises, the owner of record being Abraham Rivas Rojas and Euresis Spalat, joins tenants with the right survivorship, showing among other things that the premises in the building on that are dangerous and unsafe to the general public, open at the doorways and windows, infested with insects, accessible to and a haven for vagrants, trespassers, crime suspects, and illegal activity. They are unsanitary and present a fire, health, public health hazard, and now therefore be resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby waive verbatim reading of the attached investigative report and does hereby adopt said report and directs that they be spread across the record if they in fact have been read verbatim. Be it further resolved, the public hearing and order of notice, including the recovery levy, collection of town taxes, and an ad valorem levy, will be held before the Town Board on October 16, 2019, 7 p.m. Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York. So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions on these? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Whereas the Building Department of the Town of Poughkeepsie has pursuant to Town Code 71-5 submitted an unsafe building investigation report dated August 29, 2019 to the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie regarding 16 Bethlehem Place, Town of Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, tax grid number 6262-003-055487, the premises. The owner of the record being John and Josephine Natoli, 650 Whitney Ranch Drive, Henderson, Nevada, 89014, showing among other things that the premise and the building on it are dangerous and unsafe to the general public, open at the doorways and windows, infested with insects, accessible to and a haven for vagrants, trespassers, crime suspects, and illegal activity, and that they are unsanitary and present a health, fire, and public health hazard. Now therefore be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive a verbatim reading of attached investigation report and does hereby adopt said report and directs that they be spread across the record as if they, in fact, have been read verbatim. And be it further resolved that a public hearing on the order of notice including the recovery, levy, and collection of town expenses as an ad valorem levy will be held before the Town Board on October 16, 2019 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York. So move.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any question on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
I just wish that man,
Motion passes 6-0.
we could have given him a copy of it. I mean, it's exactly what they want.
Yeah,
He knows. That's why he showed up tonight.
yeah, he knows.
Okay.
They were moving forward.
Has
on
all
it.
the pictures attached.
I talked to him the other night, and Wayne was working on this, so Wayne got this done a lot quicker than we expected.
We've come to the end of our agenda. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
So moved?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody who'd like to have anything to say about anything at all in relation to the town? If not,
Actually, I have something to say.
you don't count yet.
I do too count. And I'm saying the Arlington Street Fair is this Saturday, September 21st, from noon to 6. They've got 146 vendors. They've got many bands playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a great weekend too, so come on out. And then the weekend after that, September 28th, we've got Sue Serino's Golden Gathering at the Arlington High School, and that is from 9:30 to 12:30 in the morning. And then Pill is the site of the Apple Cider Ramble, and that's from 1 to 4 at Peach Hill. So that's, both of those are on the September 28th. And that's it.
Anybody else? Make a motion to resume the rules.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good night.